Matt Barthel here. Welcome to my video. We've been talking a lot about fire in my past couple videos, and that's been a lot of fun. We're going to pause on fire here for a brief moment here, and we're going to talk about some tools. Some tools that I like to take with me when I go out hiking, camping, day-to-day carry, everyday carry, I guess. Knives. We're talking about knives, axes, saws. We're not going to talk about how to use them. Really, all this video is going to be is just me showing off some of the stuff that I have in my collection that I like to use. And we'll talk briefly about each of them and why I have them, maybe where I got them. So what I've done is I've got a crappy picnic table out back here that I've laid a fraction of my collection. I have a lot of knives. You don't really realize how many you have until you start putting them together. And I'm going, I couldn't even talk about all the ones I have right now. But what I've got is a really good assortment of what I like to carry and use, just depending on where I'm going to go, what my situation is going to be, and just how I'm feeling. So we're going to pause here. We're going to move over to the picnic table. We're going to get you set up. We're going to go over my knives and my tools, and we'll talk a little bit about it. This should be fun. Okay, well here's my collection. Let me back up so I can get it all in the shot there of what we're going to show, what I'm going to show off to you guys today. Every single one of these that I have laid out are ones that I use probably on a regular basis, except for right now I can see one of them. There's one of them that I have out there that I don't use for outdoor activities. Actually, it's one I got. I spent some time in Afghanistan back in 03 and in 04, and actually a guy in one of the Special Forces unit gave me the knife, and I just realized it's sitting out here. I won't use that one outside. It's more of a combat knife than what I would consider one of my workhorse knives. So let's set the camera up and we're going to show you one at a time. So we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. So we'll just start at the end here. I'll pick one up. I've got a couple of fixed blades here by Gerber that I like. Mainly because they're good knives and they're not a bad price. So this is one of the knives I like to carry. It's a straight blade, not a serrated. It's a really good, whoops, that didn't work how I planned. That was supposed to be cool, guys. There we go. It's a nice knife, really sharp. I probably spent 20 bucks on this knife. Some people might ask, what's the best knife? You know, and I've had people ask me, Matt, what's your favorite knife? And I'll tell you what it is, it's a sharp one. This one needs to be cleaned. Here's a little tip for you guys. Take care of your gear and your gear will take care of you. This one I need to clean up. I've used this one quite a bit. Good knife, good for batoning, carving tasks and stuff. You know, you could take a good limb down with this. Nice knife to have. And it's by Gerber. You know, I like Gerber's products. They got good knives. And here's another thing that I want to point out when I select my knives. I didn't bring it. From here on out, I try to. You guys have seen me use the ferrule rod. I want to make sure that I can do that. You know, with the spine of my knife. Almost all the knives here I can except for one. And when I bought that knife, I wasn't as educated as I am today. It's a nice knife, but I didn't know that. In fact, I'll pull that one out right now. It's another Gerber. This is a fantastic knife too. This is a workhorse too. I love this knife. The only thing I don't like is that. Look at that. I can't do that. And I am very against. I've seen YouTube videos where they'll use the blade. Don't do that. Don't do that. Your blade is the most important thing you can have with you out on the trail. Don't dull your blade by trying to start a fire with it. Find another way. That's last resort. So don't do that. Here's another one of my Gerber knives. This one's in a leather sheath. This one I actually carry a lot. This is in my pickup truck all the time. Nice big fat head. Really good for batoning. You can choke up on it and do some good fine work with it, and you can strike it with it, which to me that's important. I want to be able to do that. That's how I like to use my strikers, with the back of my knife. One knife that you guys have seen in all my videos has been one of my Moras, these Swedish Moras. This is a stainless steel one. This is a cheap knife. This is a $9 knife, $10 knife, depending on where you find it. This is worth its weight in gold. If I had to tell you what my favorite knife is, I have a lot of ones that I like because they're pretty. I spent some money on them and they're tough. But this is my workhorse. This is the one that's with me on every single trip. One of these Moores. This is a stainless steel one. Great knife. Great knife. I've got a carbon steel one. Right here's a carbon steel blade one. It looks just like stainless steel brother. These are fantastic knives. For the price, you cannot go wrong with that. These are, you know, $10, $12 knives on the high end. Carbon steel. Why do I like that? Mainly because if you had some flint, there's your steel. You can throw sparks with that. Stainless is nice. Just got to take care of it. Just like you do anything. Take care of your tools. But I am a big fan of Mora knives because they're cheap. Here's another version. It's a different style handle. It's a nice blade. It's tough. This one, the spine's kind of roughed up, and it's good for striking your fire steel on. But again, for the price, this is your workhorse. You can beat the crap out of this thing, and who cares if you break it? I mean, 10 bucks. I think most of us can afford to blow $10 on a knife once in a blue moon. You know, that's it. So let's pause for a second, and we'll come back to the bigger knives. All right, we're back. Bigger knives. This is made by Kershaw. So I get far enough away from you guys. Let's do something here. This is a nice knife. This knife here is a workhorse. This nice big blade here, good for chopping. You can do some fine work with this. I do like to take this one out in the woods with me. Really big blade. I mean, that's a monster, right? And you can get some good chopping force with that. It is kind of tough to strike a ferro rod off of it. But if I do take this, this would not be my primary knife. You know, this would be my chopper, my heavy work knife. I will always have one of these with me, one of my Moras, as a neck knife. Always take one of these. They're cheap, and I'll do most of my work with it. In fact, I could probably go out with just this knife and be fine. You know, I can cut big branches off of a tree with it if you know how to use it. And we'll get into a video in the future with that. This is a good knife to have. This is a Benchmade one. This is the one that I don't take out in the woods. This is the one I got in Afghanistan. There's some sentimental value to it. This is more of a combat knife. I won't take this out in the woods. What else do we got here for you guys? Saws. That's one thing that are important to have. This is a Bako Laplander. We're starting to get rain down here. Saw. I recommend bringing these with you guys. These are fantastic. Gerber has one also that I'll bring out into the woods. This one I've actually used, and this is a great tool to have for cutting those branches. A lot faster than trying to go through it with a knife or an axe. I recommend adding one of these to your kit. So I like my saws. Everyday carry, I always carry Leatherman. Every day. This is a Leatherman Charge. I always have one of these on me. If you work with me, you know I always have one. The other thing that I always carry on with me is this Benchmade little fixed blade. Great knife, sharp, good for just everyday use. Other folders that I have is this CRKT. This is a nice knife. It's big. This is a big knife to have. You can do a lot with it. I will take that out backpacking from time to time. It is a good knife to have, but I just think it's kind of big for a folder. You know, that's huge to put in my pocket. You know, I might clip it to my backpack or something, and that'll be nice. The other thing that's nice to have is an axe. This is a nice small axe that I love this thing. You give me an axe, I can build you a house. You know what I mean? This is great. If you're going to go out for an extended period of time, you might build your own shelter. I recommend bringing an axe. Now, weight-wise, is it heavy? Yep, it's heavy. So if you're a gram weenie and you go out backpacking and you worry about your weight, you won't take an axe. But here's something that can kind of replace that. This is the most expensive knife I own, and I'm almost embarrassed to show it just because I spent a lot of money on it. This is a Tom Brown Tracker. This is a hell of a knife. can see the front there is good for chopping. That kind of replaces your axe. I've got a little bit of a saw here for notching out wood for making traps and stuff like that. There is a wire brake right here at the front for breaking fence post wires and stuff. You can do some good fine work right here. Batoning your wood is no problem. This is a badass knife. I do take this one out with me almost every time. I feel I have to because I did spend a lot of money on it. Look up Tom Brown Tracker. You'll see these are expensive knives. YouTube, there's a lot of good reviews on this. If you guys are interested, I will do one. I'll show you how I use it. I actually have a project in mind where this knife is perfect for that project that I want to shoot on YouTube here in the future. But that's it. These are my tools that I like to carry with me when I go out into the woods. If you guys have questions or comments, please leave them. I'll see what I can do for you guys if you want to see more, because I have a lot more. I didn't bring out my machetes. I've got a couple of those. They're fantastic to have, especially for the price. If you think about a machete, you can get one for 10 bucks, and that's a big chopping tool. You can use that to do a lot of work with. So I do like machetes, especially for the price. I mean, come on, we're not all rich here. If we all were rich, we probably wouldn't be hanging on YouTube and go spending our money having a good time, right? You know, I've accumulated all this stuff over years and years and years of overtime and scrimping and saving and begging the wife to let me get this stuff. It takes time to make a collection, but you can start with something as simple as a Mora, you know, and a machete, and you've got some good quality cutting tools that you can use out there in the woods. So that's it for my little video here on some of my cutting tools that I have. It was really quick, not really well organized, I see, but I just kind of want to show off some of the stuff I have. If you guys got questions, you know what to do, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, take care.